Becoming a court general will get you on any team. If you're able to facilitate and find your teammates open shots over and over again, you're automatically the guy or the girl who everyone wants to play with. And plus, it's a pretty damn fun style to play when you're good at it. Now, I'm not going to sit here and say it's easy, but if you're watching this, you're probably overestimating what it takes to average 6, 7, 10 assists a game. It's just about understanding patterns, and in this video, I'll give you a little blueprint to make it happen. Now, if you want even more on this, definitely go check out our point guard program dropping in October of this year. So yeah, it may be already out by the time you're watching this, I don't know, but if not, give our virtual academy a look to absolutely transform your game. So the first piece of this that I see players struggle with all the time is embracing two defenders on the ball. Most times when players get two defenders coming at them, they freak out. But good point guards, they take their time. They stay patient and actually try to extend the amount of time that these players are there, because each millisecond creates a more exaggerated 4v3. But also not taking too long after they retreat and you lose the advantage. Here, for example, he fully engages this hedge to make sure he's got to stay with him, waits for the defense to make a decision, and then passes it with perfect timing. And then other times, like on these light hard hedges, it's about trying to capitalize on this quickly before they get back by turning the corner and now creating another advantage. Regardless of how it happens, whenever two end up on the ball, you're actually in a good situation, and it's a trigger for you to stay calm and find the open man. Now, in these advantage situations, the eyes are an incredible tool. Be deceptive. Since the defense is briefly one man down, they got to anticipate and guess a little bit. So if you're able to look defenders off and get them to choose the wrong way, your teammates are going to be wide open. Here's how I like to think about it. Identify the defender who's in a 2v1 or playing in between two. Look and even orient your body towards the player that you want them to commit to while taking your time on the pass to let that happen. And most times they'll go where you look and you have an easy pass. Now, obviously, a bulk of the time, these 2v1s are created, as a point guard at least, in ball screen situations where they're leaving the role. And because of that, you get a pretty similar 2v1 situation over and over again. And this is where reading and manipulating the tag defender, or this guy who steps over, is so important. So many players look here on ball screens, when the fact of the matter is that right here is the most important part of a pick and roll. And it's your job to constantly make the best decision based on what the tag does, or even force them to make a decision with your eyes. Then the next step here is understanding defensive compensation. So when one of your teammates gets a nice cut to the basket, inside position, or a mismatch, they automatically generate gravity. Many times, of course, they'll be open, but other times, with this gravity means defenders will sprint over to take it away, and passing over that is going to be the way to go. For example, this seal creates this compensation, which means you can skip it over that and have a nice situation for a closeout to attack. So if you feel like you can't get it to the main option, look over them. You'd be surprised how often this is open. Now, sometimes in situations like these, they do a pretty good job of covering up your teammates. One sneaky tip here is to emphasize looking for the shot first, then, if anything, passing out of the shot when the defenders relax. This is one of the best ways to get a defender who's in a pretty decent position, or out of preparation, and then drop off an easy pass for a bucket. Now, basically everything we've covered so far is facilitating from the perimeter. But one of the easiest ways to get two on the ball is just getting into the heart of the defense. To me, for true point guards, paint touches are actually more important than anything. Assists, points, whatever stat you want to put out there. If you get a ton of paint touches and deliver nice kickouts or dump offs from there, you're completely changing the nature of the game. You're automatically creating chaos, shifting the defense, and even if they don't score right away and you don't get an assist, I'd strongly encourage y'all to start emphasizing paint touches and even tracking it when you watch film on yourself. Plus, this takes pressure off of you because you don't need to get all the way to the rack. You just got to get closer to the rim. Simple as that. And lastly, before we talk about more transition, understand that you don't always need to make the hero pass. You don't need to set teammates up for a wide open bucket, because a lot of the time it's just about putting them in a situation to do their thing. Hit them on a short roll when they have space. Dump it off to the trailer with momentum. Find the mismatch and let them rock out. The more you hold the ball when teammates have even slight advantages, the less they like playing with you and the more opportunities you miss, especially as you begin to play with better and better players who can truly capitalize on these opportunities. Now, if we're talking full court, good point guards are constantly looking for counterattack opportunities. You should be constantly monitoring how packed it is around the rim, and if it ends up like this, where there's a big clump of players down low, on a missed shot, look to get out of there ASAP and into the open floor. There are so many opportunities missed here, and whether it's on a rebound or a turnover, the best chances you'll get for easy, fast breaks is when the other team is loaded up close to the rim and you can push out of there with some speed and beat them down the court. Now don't hold on to it too much here though, and always try to attack with the dribble, because advanced passes or kick aheads are absolutely essential for good point guards. And just by swinging it up the court, you're building your advantage even more. And bonus points if you can kick it across the court with this to shift the entire defense from your side to the other, which most times they're too slow to do. Now, of course, you won't always have counterattack opportunities or fast breaks, but regardless, the best time for you to set up buckets for your teammates is early offense or in that secondary break. So in a situation like this, the defense isn't set yet, so not only is it easier for you to get downhill, but the help defenders aren't ready either. This could be a simple cut, taking advantage of the defender being like, oh shoot, I'm not ready for this, I'm gonna take a risk. It could be a drag screen, which we're seeing all the time in high-level hoops these days. The best thing about transition drag screens is that neither the tag defender nor the hedge defender are really in place yet. So it's lob city if you're playing with a good big, or even a fantastic opportunity for a pick and pop. It can be as simple as getting downhill, or just being up the court a bit early and navigating across the court to engage defenders and wait for teammates to open up. But regardless, take advantage of the first 4 to 6 seconds of your offense to create these opportunities for your teammates. It can change everything. So I don't want to overload you guys with information here. As I mentioned, we'll have plenty of this coming on the Virtual Academy. But I want to make sure that you guys are starting to look for these things in a game, because this is what's truly going to take you to the next level. Yes, adding to the bag, of course, is fantastic, and we do work on that. And hopefully I've put out plenty of videos on that. But this is what really makes high IQ effective point guards, and if you apply it, it's going to change your game.